When the big adventure started, Toby and I were living at number 13 Dolby Gardens.
We never went anywhere.
And nobody ever came to visit us.
The only thing I like to do is read the encyclopedia.
And I spent all my time being as neat as possible.
Every day was exactly the same.
We didn't expect that anything would ever change.
Just as I expected.
Who are you?
It's always difficult knowing where to start.
What's she on about?
I know. We'll start by letting in some sunlight. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
They won't open.
They've never opened.
Not to worry. Whoa. There now.
How did you do that?
There must be a scientific explanation.
There isn't. Now come up here and feel the sunlight.
Who are you?
Oh, surely that's obvious by now.
I don't think you should be up here.
And you'd better close those curtains now.
I know. Your Aunt Matilda says that
sunlight lets in the dust.
And your Uncle Oswald says that he won't have sun fading the upholstery because furniture is expensive and he...
Can't afford it!
Do you know Uncle Oswald and Aunt Matilda?
I've never met them.
Then how do you know what they would say?
It's magic, Toby. Simple magic.
How do you know my brother's name?
The same way that I know your name is Jess. And that this is a photograph of your wonderful parents shortly before that wretched plane crash. When you were 5, Jess, and Toby was 4. And ever since then, you've lived here in this musty old house with fussy Aunt Matilda and crabby Uncle Oswald, and your lives are completely bereft of diversion and delight.
What does that mean?
It means you never have any fun. But all that's going to change now that I'm here.
Who are you?
My name is Catriona. Cat for short. And I am your very own fairy godmother.
She's a mad woman. What should we do? Be polite and hope for the best.
Now that I'm here, you children are going to do precisely as you like.
I'm sure you mean well, but the fact is we already have a nanny.
Mrs. Dooley. She's very large and very bad-tempered.
I have no desire to be your nanny or your governess. Or, heaven forbid, your teacher. No, I am your fairy godmother.
There are no such things as fairies.
We know about them, of course, but we've outgrown them.
Oh, dear. I had no idea this would be so uphill. I thought you'd be pleased to see me.
Oh, we are. But I don't think Uncle Oz and Aunt Matilda will be pleased.
And Mrs. Dooley doesn't approve of our talking to strangers.
That is enough about Mrs. Dooley. You needn't worry about Mrs. Dooley ever again.
What do you mean?
Come with me and I'll show you.
What's happened to Mrs. Dooley?
Where's she gone?
This should solve the mystery.
So whom it may concern?
I'm fed up with slaving.
Slaving. She's fed up with being a slave.
Morning, noon and night. As nanny, cook and char.
For a miserly wage.
Goodbye and good riddance.
I'm afraid she's gone.
How wonderful.
Look, she's forgotten her teeth.
Tell you what, Why don't I turn her teeth into a pair of goldfish?
That's impossible.
Just watch. Sorry. I've never done goldfish before.
That's all right.
We don't really need goldfish.
I know. Why don't we go and see your Uncle Oswald?
We're not allowed downstairs.
Oh, no? Come with me. Here we are, then.
We can't go in there.
Strictly forbidden.
Nonsense.
1,043, 1,004, 45.
Blast it, Matilda. You've made me lose count.
Sorry, Oswald.
Oh, do shut up, Matilda. Now I'll have to begin again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Excuse me, Oswald.
Now what?
These socks, dear brother, they're really past darning.
Past darling, what nonsense. Use your ingenuity, woman.
They're having a sale in the high street, Oswald. 3 brand new pairs for only £1.99.
£1.99 for socks? I can't afford it. Where will it end, Matilda? For socks? Next to me telling me that you want new clothes.
Oh, no, Oswald. I would never dare suggest such a thing.
You won't be satisfied until you bankrupted me and put me in the poorhouse. £1.99. Can't afford it, you hear? Can't afford it! Can't afford it!
See what we mean?
Uncle Oswald has a terrible temper.
Your Uncle Oswald and your Aunt Matilda live in a world of their own. We've been standing there for ages and they haven't even noticed us.
That's because they would never expect to see us in there.
Really, Jess, if you must insist on worrying, then worry about something important. Like what we should be having for tea. Raw cabbage in lard. Recycled liver. Boiled sausages. Revolting.
Excuse me, Cat, but Aunt Matilda doesn't like us to rummage through the cupboards.
What in the world are these?
Mrs. Dooley's cold cross buns.
My dear Toby, my darling Jessica, you are obviously well overdue for a genuine gastronomic experience.
Sorry?
Wonderful food.
She did it, Toby.
Oh dear. Looks terribly sharp, doesn't it?
It doesn't matter, Cat.
We can always eat decent food another time.
La donna è mobile, qual piuma al vento, muta d'accento e di pensiero.
Good afternoon.
Hello there.
Do you work at Mario's?
Si, signorina. I am the waiter. My name is Antonio.
My name's Catriona, this is Jess, and this is Toby. We were hoping for a late lunch.
Alas, signorina. The cafes are closed for a month.
Oh, we can't wait a month, Antonio. These children have never tasted risotto.
Never tasted the risotto?
Or tagliatelle, or minestrone.
Never?
Never in our entire lives.
This is an emergency. I must cook for you. I'll be right down. Oh!
Oh, well, now this is Oh, hang on. Do we need money to pay for the food?
Of course we need money.
Money is always useful.
Oh, well, where do we get money?
There's a bank over there.
We'll be right back. Please insert your card. Have you got a card?
I have a library card.
Oh, excellent. I'm sure that will fit. Rejected? I hate being rejected.
Cat, this is a library card. You can't use it in a bank machine.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, then perhaps this will do the trick.
Cats.
Come on, Jess, quickly, Toby.
molta d'accento e di pensiero.
Don't forget the fresh basil, Signorina Catriona.
Fresh basil. Makes all the difference, doesn't it?
I can see that you appreciate the good food.
Oh, I love it. Cooking is like magic. Tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, a dash of black pepper, fresh basil,
And a spoonful of olive oil.
and hey presto, a salad fit for a queen.
Magic! Have you worked here long?
Oh, I've just arrived. I'm engaged in some practical work experience.
What are you studying?
Can you keep a secret?
Of course.
It's just that my teachers warned us that if we told outsiders what we were doing, they wouldn't understand.
Sounds very mysterious.
Oh, it is. I'm studying magic.
Magic? You mean card tricks and pulling rabbits out of hats?
Not exactly, no. I'm training to be a fairy godmother.
A fairy godmother?
Well, haven't you ever met one?
I can't say I have.
Oh, we're everywhere. We travel the world, helping people make their dreams come true.
What an excellent profession. Almost as good as being a chef.
To tell you the truth, so far I've not exactly been a star pupil. Oh, my teacher said I don't concentrate enough. And not all my magic experiments work.
Don't be discouraged, Cat. When I was learning to cook, I once put sugar in the spaghetti and salt on the strawberries.
Antonio, you didn't.
The most important thing is to keep trying. Always keep your objectives firmly in mind.
You're right. My objective is to make Jess and Toby's dreams come true.
Dinner is a sir.
The first of many dinners, my darlings. Antonio has agreed to replace Mrs. Dooley as our cook.
Uncle Oswald would never.
Uncle Oswald isn't here, is he? Now, Antonio wants to know what you think of his famous risotto.
Mmm,
The truth, is it as good as you expected?
even better.
And for dessert, I have tiramisu.
Tell what?
Tiramisu. It means pick me up. Like this.
I like it up here. Toby, not so loud. Uncle Oswald will hear. Who cares about crabby old Uncle Oswald?
Who cares about bad-tempered old Mrs. Dooley?
Who cares about anyone if they're horrible?
What's going on up there?
Can't you make Uncle Oswald disappear?
Disappear? Well, that's very advanced.
But he keeps saying you're a fairy godmother.
To be perfectly honest, I've failed disappearances.
Well, at least try.
What is it? What's going on up there? Tobias? Jessica! What are you doing?
When magic fails, you have to rely on door locks.
Open this door!